Hello, people. It is Tuesday, and kind of feeling a little yucky. I had a weird test this morning, a PET scan, and it left me feeling yucky. So I haven't really eaten much today. And when I'm not feeling very well, like I'm feeling today, sometimes comfort food really helps me. Comfort food for me is anything with carbohydrates and lots of vegetables in it. Since I'm a vegetarian, I like to eat a lot of vegetables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small frying pan and put a little bit of olive oil in it, which I'm going to do now. You can kind of see there's the pan. So I'm going to get some olive oil warming up on like a medium heat. And while it's warming, just about a tablespoon, I'm going to dice, or rather just kind of, see the cutting board here? I'm going to take a half of an onion that I have, and I'm just going to cut it into little strips. It's really easy if you take it all and kind of line it up like that and cut it into little strips. I have a jar of artichoke hearts, a jar of sun-dried tomatoes, and these onions and a little bit of powdered garlic. Make them just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to dice the onions. I'm going to scoop out some of the artichoke hearts and the artichoke hearts and some sun-dried tomatoes. If I can get the jar open. It's really hard to open jars when your arm doesn't work right. It's kind of a bummer. This is what sun-dried tomatoes look like when they come in the jar with olive oil in them and you refrigerate it. The olive oil looks yucky, but it reconstitutes when you heat it up. So I'm just going to take like 3 or 4 of these, and I'm going to dice them smaller because they come in great big hunks. And just a loose dice. I'm also going to chop up the artichoke hearts smaller. This is going to make it big chunks of yummy vegetables. The sun-dried tomatoes get really, really, really flavorful when they sun-dry them, so you don't need many of them. Now, what I'm going to do is, here's the pan. Now that the pan is getting warm, I'm going to scoop these things into the pan so that the onions can kind of get a little glazed. And can you hear the sizzle? Once the onions start to get brown, I'm going to dump some leftover spaghetti noodles onto it, kind of like a fried spaghetti with vegetables. There's no need for a pasta sauce. I'm going to turn the heat up so it cooks a little faster. No need for a pasta sauce with this because as the oils from the sun-dried tomatoes and the juice from the artichoke heart starts to reconstitute in with the olive oil that I put in, it makes its own kind of oil sauce. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of powdered basil, a little bit of powdered garlic, and a few flakes of red pepper flakes. And if you look at the pan, you can see that it's starting to get nice and brown looking. The onions are soft. I want them a little bit browner than that. Putting in the garlic that I mentioned, sprinkle, sprinkle. A little bit of the red pepper flake, just a couple dashes because you don't want it too spicy, especially for me on chemo. A lot of things upset my stomach, so I just want the flavor. Now I'm just going to add some of those noodles. And, oh, by the way, this shirt's from ModCloth, and it's on sale this month. It's September right now. So here's the leftover noodles. I'm just going to add a little bit of that into there. Not much, because I don't have a big appetite, and I'm cooking for one. What I want to show you with this is that you can cook out of the jar using ingredients that you have in your pantry and make a really quick, simple meal that's healthy and, you know, still manage to get all of your veggies in and your bread. So now here's what it looks like with the noodles in the pan. I'm just going to give it a couple of quick stirs and let the noodles heat up, and then it's done. No sauce required. Now, you can add Parmesan cheese or feta cheese if you want. Feta makes it a little saltier. And it makes a really good, healthy meal. Wow, that is really, really pretty. I'm going to pour it onto a plate so you can see what it looks like done. And here's what it looks like. Ta-da! Can you see that? Ta-da! And that is really, really pretty. So, I call that dish fried spaghetti. It's not really fried in the essence that it doesn't like become crisp or anything, but you're frying it in oil and you're adding vegetables to it. Super, super easy, very yummy. I'm going to enjoy it. If you decide to try it, photograph or film your version and add it below the post. Thanks. Bye, people.